the SIU report as well. We'll continue to do that on eNCA. For the moment, I want to get some reaction from Corruption Watch. Excuse me as I cough. Karam Singh joining us from Corruption Watch. Karam, good morning to you. And let me ask you our viewer question this morning. I'm not sure if you heard it or saw it earlier. Should the former health minister be criminally charged in this incident involving Digital Vibes?
It would seem, from what we've seen from the SIU report, that there would be sufficient evidence to pursue criminal charges against the former minister. So, absolutely, I think there are a number of people that we would expect to see in the dock in this matter, and the minister being the political head of the process and, the person with the most influence ultimately, we have to see some accountability from him. So I don't see why criminal charges wouldn't follow.
We're also seeing a lot of reaction, aren't we, that the president condemning the former health minister's role in this. Some saying that using the word condemning from the president isn't strong enough. The minister should be fired outright.
The messaging from the president, unfortunately, on this thing has been somewhat mixed. We remember at the height of the PPE scandal, extremely strong statements from the president, from the presidency around a zero-tolerance approach to corruption, particularly corruption related to the pandemic spending. When Minister Mkhize stepped aside, it seems as if the president kind of patted him on the back, and he, re-emphasized the points yesterday about the service Minister Mkhize has given to the country. So, it's the kind of mixed messaging that we get, I think, doesn't bode well for the kind of anti-corruption approach of government. So it's troubling.
What's also troubling as well is all the focus right now, unless we start drilling down into the details, seems to be on the health, or the former health minister as well. But there was a lot more people involved in this. Who else would you like to see facing the axe on this?
Well, I think the two individuals, the two females who were involved with Digital Vibes, I think, are obviously the Ms. Mata. These are the kingpins of this matter. I think there are various officials in the Department of Health, from the former acting DG Anban Pillay, the current DG, the CFO. These are key officials who've been identified in the SIU report, some of whom are still in their positions, which is really troubling. There's been a lot of concern about the president's delay in releasing the Digital Vibes report. But I think what's more concerning is the fact that the president's had the report for such a long time, and there hasn't been, these individuals who've been implicated have not been placed on suspension and removed from the system. So, up the chain of command from the minister down through the officials to the individuals that were running the Digital Vibes company and the fronting that they were doing, I think we would need to see accountability. And, from what the SIU said in terms of fraud, racketeering, money laundering, there's more that these are very serious criminal charges.
What about some kind of immediate reaction? What would your view be then, Karam, if someone had to suggest that the car that was allegedly bought with this money for Zweli Mkhize's son, that's the allegation, the salon, I think it's a nail and hair salon somewhere in Pietermaritzburg, some money was siphoned off to his son and daughter-in-law to open up that salon there. Would we have a way of recouping that? Would that be, at least from the optics of this, be a move in the right direction? Because it seems the car is still there and the businesses are still running fairly normally.
Absolutely. This would be part of the asset forfeiture processes that the SIU are running in the special tribunal. So, as if you look closely at the SIU report, they talk about the flow of funds into various bank accounts. And if they are able to trace those funds to that it was Digital Vibes money that paid for the nail salon, then absolutely we would expect to see these assets seized and frozen, and then there'd be a process of recovering those funds by the state. That's a civil forfeiture process. The burden of proof is less than beyond a reasonable doubt. It's on the balance of probabilities. So those are, again, accountability, legal remedy processes that we would expect to see flow from the release of the SIU report and their findings.
Karam Singh, always a pleasure. I think you said it so succinctly. I was trying to get my way around asset forfeiture, but I think you said it so nicely to help me out on that one. Thank you. I appreciate your time. Karam Singh from Corruption Watch joining us on the latest reaction to the Digital Vibes report by the SIU.